of Josey Wales. Jump over there. I'm doing good, dude. How you doing? Good to see you. I don't know what's wrong. It must be something with the phone because literally I was on the phone earlier and the person said the same thing. Okay, now that notification just went out for the other channel. See what happens now. Yeah, the other day I was calling somebody on the phone and they could hardly hear me. Something's wrong with my phones. I don't know if they're messing with it or thing just, I need a new. There you go. Can you hear me now? The 5x5, Will? Is it okay? Yeah, I don't know why, because before it was the other way around. But you know what it is? I probably need a new phone. So how you doing, dude? Everything good? Cool. I was just talking about New York City. There was a report that up in the Hudson River is about to get contaminated, and a federal judge is going to let it happen. There's radioactivity they're going to dump in there from a reactor up there, and it's got like a 12-year half-life. In other words, they got the water, 45,000 gallons of this radioactive tritium water, and they're going to end up putting it into the river because someone wants to get rid of it so they can start building something where the reactor was. It's a defunct reactor. So money talks and horse shit walks. They don't care that 100,000 people are going to be drinking radioactive water and the wildlife and everything else is going to be contaminated up there. You know, money talks. Yeah, it is. It's fucking a federal judge says, yeah, go ahead, let them do it. It's because all about money, dude. It's all about money. You know, they don't care. And why are they picking right now to do that? We're like in the middle of almost a civil war and everything else, and they just decided, oh, well, we got to tear this old nuclear reactor down and just let all the water that's stored out. If they wait 12 years, leaving it stored, it'll be like at 50% strength. Another 12 years, it'll be 25% strength, they were saying. So half-life or whatever the hell you call it. So why not just let it be? Why even? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It's depopulation. That's what I think it is. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way, for everybody. Sorry you guys couldn't hear me over the other one. It's freaking crazy world we live in, you know? I was on here the other day and had a pretty good live stream there. But I think also, if I'm not mistaken, that day I had a problem with my audio. But eventually it fixed itself. So what's the weather like where you're at there, Will? You're up in PA. It's not too far from where I am. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, I think, or actually tonight even. I don't mind. It was kind of getting hot again. It was like 82 degrees this afternoon. So fucking A, give us some rain. Also, let's just say rainy. Okay. It's probably it's on its way down here. We'll probably get it about an hour or two. I figure, yeah, you're living up towards like Lancaster, or you're up near Chambersburg, Gettysburg, or up in that area or something. Like Hershey, Wormsley. Yeah, that's where you're from. I knew you were up somewhere. You're over near what the hell's the name of that? I just said it. Not Wormsleyburg. What the hell is that? Harrisburg. Isn't that right around? My dad used to take us up there. Harrisburg, yeah. And you know what's ironic about that? You're not very far from 3 Mile Island. I remember as a kid hearing about that. That's the last time I remember hearing anything in America that they were worried about nuclear radiation when it had a meltdown or a partial meltdown or whatever. And I wonder how contaminated that still is up in there, you know? remember hearing that one as a kid. Yeah, Wormsleyburg. Yeah, I was guessing that. What's that? Right across the river from Harrisburg. I guess they call it Wormsleyburg because after 3 Mile Island, that's all that'll live there is worms eating the dead bodies. Did it? Do you remember that, Will, when 3 Mile Island went bad? Because you might be younger than I am, but 15 miles away. Okay, that's too close for comfort. Wormsleyburg or 3 Mile Island's 15 miles? Yeah, it was screwed up, man. I was just a kid, but I remember hearing about it. I think it was back in 1970, 75, something like that. 74. 7 years old. All right. I might have been a couple years older than you, maybe 10, but I was pretty young. Yeah, so I don't know why the fuck they think it's okay to just dump that into the river. Yeah. And how much warning are they going to give them? I mean, they're talking about it now. I would let people get the fuck out of the area if they wanted. You don't have a right to just, we're just going to dump this, tomorrow. Deal with it, Fucked up. It's our own little personal Chernobyl happening over here, probably. Oh, the weird thing about Chernobyl? The word Chernobyl means, wait, hear this. What's it say? I was at my grandmother's place the day, visiting and playing in the yard when that happened, 3 Mile Island. Huh. Yeah, Chernobyl means wormwood, believe it or not, in Russian. Wormwood's in the Bible, in Revelation, about contaminating the water and everything. It's right there in Revelation. So here we go. 77 or 78. I remember seeing a skit on Saturday Night Live. I think Dan Aykroyd was in it, I think it was Dan, back in the day. Really, there ain't nothing funny about it. I mean, looking back at it, it could have been a lot worse. Anyway, I got people over here on the other channel, and somebody said they couldn't hear. Besides you, someone else said the same thing right before you came on. What's it say? March 28th, 1979, 3 Mile Island accident happened. Okay, when I was older than I said I was. Let's see, 63. I was about 13. No, I was older than that. I was about 15 or 16, 17, right around there. 77. Sorry, 79. Math sucks. No, I was almost 17 years. Wait a minute, that's not right. Why am I having trouble doing math right now? I was born in 63, and that's 79. So that's 8, 9, 10. I'm just drawing a blank here. The fuck? That's March 28th. Seemed like it was later in the year to me, like it was in summer. I don't know. It's a long time ago. Huh. So anyway, here we are again now. Now they're purposely dumping radioactive water into fucking New York, Hudson River. Okay. Yes. Huh. I tell you one thing, it's fucking weird how quick time flies, isn't it? It doesn't feel like it's that long ago sometimes when I look back. but it went by fast, doesn't it? Hold up. Yeah, I try to get a hold of Tammy and get her on here, but I don't. I think I told her I was going on at 8 o'clock, and I didn't get on here until 9. So she probably had something else to do. Anyway, now we're right on the brink of frickin' World War III. Civil wars happening within our country. You know what's crazy? I was talking about this months ago. I said the powers that be don't have any common sense to. Oh, there she is. I was just talking about you, Tammy. Yeah, sorry. It took me a while to get up, and I literally fell asleep, and it was like 8:30 almost when I got up. I ran over to Wendy's and got something to eat. I was just telling these guys that in New York right now, a federal judge just made it okay for them to dump 45,000 gallons of tritium or radioactive water basically into the Hudson River. And I just think it's fucked up. And then we were talking about when 3 Mile Island happened. But I mean, why would you just dump that? Because 100,000 people get their water from the Hudson River right in that area. So that makes, to me, no sense. But yes, it does in a way because it's depopulation. Everything they do is to kill a few more people, it seems like. You know? I hate to say it, but that's what it's looking like. What's that? What was Queen Slave? Is that what that says? Who is that? Oh, what's up? Can you hear me, dude? I'm talking to the other channel now because they had a problem hearing. Let's on. Why would your mom hide your phone? Oh. Yeah, her mom's got Alzheimer's, I think. That's why. Yeah, sorry about that. It's not my place to say that, but it is what it is, man. My brother, he would do something like that to me. What's it say? Are you a vet? What do you mean, a veterinarian or a combat vet? What's it say? Said she didn't do it. Let my ass off. She always tells you stuff like that. She didn't do it. I mean, every day you're telling me something else that your mom. What's it say? A veteran. No, but my father was in World War II, had a ship sunk out from under him. Oh, you're saying because I'm wearing this? No, but I honor the vets. My brother was a Vietnam vet, and my father was World War II. And I'm a patriot, you know, through and through. You know, that's why I'm wearing this. Doesn't have to be 4th of July, you know. Nah, you're incorrect there. What's it? Litox. Where are you from anyway? Thank you. Thank you for saying so. Yeah, my dad was a hero. He had a ship sunk out from under him. He actually won a medal. They were trying to shoot back while the ship was going sideways, and a U-boat hit him. And they were trying to fight it still, even as they were going down. The ship was on fire. He was on a tanker that caught fire, and it was the middle of the night down the Caribbean. And basically, it was a freaking mess. Hang on 1 minute. Let me do something here. Get rid of this. 1 second. Where's he at? Nope. There he is. Wait a minute. What happened there? Oh, shit. Hang on. Knocked the phone over. Okay, wait a minute. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of taking out the trash over here. Let's see. There we go. We had a troll over there. I was talking to him for a while. I don't know what his fucking deal was. So the hell with him. How's everyone? Stay been? Mine sucked early on. She didn't do it. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. If that's the worst that she does, is hide your phone or whatever, and be glad. My brother, man, oh man, I had him flip out on me one time. Tried to tell me I stole his $200. He had Bose, earpod things before they were even popular. This is 10, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. They were a couple $100, maybe even more than 200. And he thought I stole them, right? He's flipping out at me. And they were sitting right in front of him on a table. I'm like, what's your fucking problem, dude? So I've been there in a way. I kind of know what you're talking about. So wait a minute. I was going to send a notification out. What's that say? Yeah, it was terrible. It was, what are you saying? Wow, about my brother or my dad? My dad's story is pretty interesting now. I actually got to talk to somebody who's writing a book about German U-boats and happened to be wanting to know about the ship that they sunk, which is my dad's. Somehow, I can't remember how the hell I come across this guy. I saw an ad or something and responded. He was looking for survivors and whatnot. And I was able to tell him what I knew. I never did see the book. It's probably out there. I think his name was Eric. Can't remember his last name, but I ought to look it up. And it's amazing what my dad went through. They were on a life raft for like 7 days, but there was another boat that was pulling my dad's on a line, and the people in the other boat had all the equipment. They had compass, sail, extra water. My dad's had very little, and they cut the rope and said, we'll go off ahead and we'll send help. Basically, they abandoned them. But the people that abandoned them, they were out for like 20 days. And my dad got rescued in, I think it was 7 days, by a Swedish freighter ship. What happened was they were down by Aruba bringing fuel oil over to the RAF in England early in the war, and a U-boat crept up and hit them. And what's that? I can't imagine how. Oh, shit, yeah. In the middle of the night, you can't see nothing. Next thing you know, you're getting shelled, and the ship's on fire. They got all kinds of oil on the ship. It's a tanker, and torpedoed. And the newspaper article that my dad had clipped out afterwards, I was reading it, talks about a running gun battle they had with this sub. They tried to they got hit, so they were trying to get away from it, and it was coming. So then they got in literally a shootout, and it took more damage, and it followed them. It just tracked them and took them out eventually. What's that? You know what wait a minute. I'm telling you, Tammy, if wasn't laughing sometimes. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, exactly. Best thing you can do is laugh in a situation like that. I have a brother I took care of for years as mental problems. And like I said, he literally tried to accuse me of stealing his AirPods that were expensive as shit. and they're sitting on the table right in front of them. So I know exactly what she's saying. Yep, exactly. Sometimes it's better to laugh than to cry. You know? As a matter of fact, most times, because I mean, there's a time, like the song says, there's a time to laugh, time to, was it the Birds wrote that song? I mean, you know, better to be positive than negative, that's for sure. So anyway, just to finish up that story, my dad was rescued, his group of people that were on his boat, by a Swedish freighter. The Swedes were neutral, and they were taken up to New York Harbor, and he got to call his mom, and then eventually and went back out to sea on another ship during World War II. Huh. Can you guys hear me at all now? Because I think the other channel just went. Wait a minute. There's somebody on there. Let me see something. It looks like somebody's still on there. Time to oh yeah, the bird song. Yes, it is. You're right. Hey Anna, how you doing? My uncle Marlon was part of the Battle of the Bulge during World War II. That's cool. That's not cool. It's honorable. You know, thank God people went over there and what's that? You doing good? That's cool. Yeah, it's lost history, dude. You know, I was always interested in that. I tried to remember it all. My older brother, he knows a lot more. He got a lot of the stuff that my dad had, like pictures and stuff. And my dad actually had like souvenirs from the war, I guess you call them, different things. He found a Nazi helmet on the beach near Sicily or something, the Battle of Sicily. Or sorry, I think near Salerno, I think it was. Iwo Jima. Yeah, I know what you're trying to spell. I think I might be wrong. I think is Iwo. I wonder if that's spelled. You're probably only a letter or two off anyway. My spelling sucks. I'm doing pretty good there, Anna. Hanging in there. Where are you from? Were you on my channel the other day? I was talking to an Anna a couple days ago, I thought. Where are you from? That was a pretty nasty battle too, Iwo Jima. You know, the Japanese were hardcore, man. They literally had to send people in. They were hiding in caves and stuff on the islands and island hopping, and they literally had to burn them out of the caves with flamethrowers and shit because they were fighting to the end. They weren't giving up. I know one thing that when they dropped the atomic bomb, the first one, like a week or two prior to it, my mom had letters that my dad wrote, and he doesn't say what, he says something big, there's some scuttlebutt that something huge is about to happen, and they dropped a nuke like a few days later. Now that he could have gotten in trouble for even writing that. He didn't know what it was, but they weren't telling, but everybody knew something big was in the works. Everybody on the ship, I assume, he had And that letter's a piece of history, and it's one of the things my older brother has, um, and a bunch of other stuff pisses me off because it's probably sitting somewhere collecting dust in a cabinet. It's like if that was me, that shit would be in a museum, you know. Speaking of that, you know what I picked up the other day. I collect antique photography, and what's that? Hiroshima, Japan. Yep, that was the first one, and Nagasaki was the second one. Yep, Fat Boy and Little Man or something was the name of the bombs. Oh, I collect historical things myself. Old photographs, Civil War era, and all the way up into World War II. But I actually have some. Hang on 1 minute. Let me go get it. I was bringing it over. I'm going to put it in for safekeepings because it might have a pretty good amount of value to it. At least a few $100s, I would think. It's actually a early print of Teddy Roosevelt and his family. It's a famous picture, and they made multiple prints when they had it. And there's a lot of Roosevelts in the family. I think like FDR had like 24 cousins that were in. I don't know if they're all in politics or whatever, but there's a lot of copies out there of Roosevelt stuff. But hang on 1 minute. Let me go get it. It's actually in my trunk. Give me 1 minute. Hang on 1 second. Let me turn this up. This you might recognize this because it's pretty famous. It's called a chromograph or something. It's colorized. In other words, a black and white, and they somehow put color to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Move that. It's hard to tell. Here's Teddy Roosevelt right there. And I think it's Archie and Quentin, his two sons, are sitting on his lap. And Alice, she was pretty semi-famous during early part of the president's, when he was in the White House. She had done, I think she was actually in magazines and different things. And Ethel, his wife, or Edith, I think. Ethel's the daughter, the other daughter. But this thing, and then on the back, it's actually got from the period, which I think it might have came maybe out of a museum or possibly one of the Roosevelts owned this. It's got all the different things that talks about. Wait a minute. Picture taken at the Summer White House in Saginaw Hill in 1903. The fact that I thought it said something about the other White House. Basically, his two sisters, Corinne and Anna, used to talk to him and let me put this away. It's making me nervous. I cracked this glass or something. I shouldn't have pulled this out. But basically, it's worth some bucks, but I don't know exactly how much. I got to get it looked at. I'm gonna fix that in a minute. Wait a minute, who's that on there? Yo, what's up? How you doing, money? Yeah, I collect old photos, this historical stuff. How you been, bro? Yeah, I came across that. I bought it instantly. It could be worth a couple $100. It's obviously another print from the original, but they made a bunch of them, and it's from the same photographer that did the original, the Puck brothers out of New York. They were pretty famous photographers turn of the century. Anyway, I don't know what maybe. And one other thing, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Where is it? Hang on 1 minute. This is kind of neat. It's called a tintype. I don't know if you guys can see that. Civil War era. This isn't a tintype per se. This is, people refer to them as tintypes. The cat's doing good, by the way. People refer to them as tintypes. This one is an ambrotype. It's on glass with a black background. It's a negative. Anyway, I collect them too. I collect all kind of old photos and shit. They're worth some money if you get the right ones. Yeah, it's pretty cool, dude. And I mean, I used to collect them for a lot of different reasons too. I can tell you exactly what year this was made, and even on the paper images, they had what was called carte de visites. They had little cardboard. When this got too expensive, they moved everything over. They started doing photography on something called a CDV. I could tell you what day of what year it was fucking photographed. People would be blown away. It would be. I wish I had one on me. I could show you. And only some of them I could do that because number one, every year the border on the thing changed, and I knew the different years with different patterns. It had like little designs on the cardboard, and then the photo was in there, and the thickness of the cardboard I could date it by that way. But on the back, a lot of times there was a revenue stamp, and that was from 76. That was from 64 to 66 to pay for a Civil War effort. So, yeah, I tell you what, this kind of shit. I love this stuff. I stopped collecting for a while. Basically, I lost a lot of it because I fell behind financially, and I had to sell it off and whatnot. But I still have some. Hang on 1 minute. You know what? Is anybody on this? I don't even know if they can hear me over here. I was going to kill the other live stream. Huh. Yeah, there's nobody seems to be on there. That way I got battery on this. If this one goes bad, I'll jump back over here. 83 people were on there. I was talking to 4. I don't know where everybody else was on that. At one point or another, and I got a subscriber out of it. All right, so anyway, what was it talking about? Yeah, I mean, I could tell by the furniture. You can see in the gallery where they took the photo. I could tell you what time of day it was. All kinds of shit by looking at it. Yeah, dude. And when you look at it now, you're like, damn, maybe I should have got more money, you know? What's that? I had to sell off a couple times due to living in Canada and being broke. Same here, dude. But, yeah, you got to decide whether you want to eat or do you want an antique or whatever. And it comes down to you got to live, you know? Yeah, life goes on. That's right. You're right, dude. So anyway, with this, you can tell the different. I could tell from reading up on it. the matting on that is this golden piece there. It got thinner near the later in the Civil War, and it changed up. The more designs on there, so I could date it that way on these. And also, if you take this out, sometimes it comes right out. There you go. Well, I'm not going to pull this one out, but behind it, sometimes they'll write their name in there in pen and ink from the period, or you'll find a locket of hair of a loved one, or a poem, or whatever. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Found some really neat stuff. Ooh, man, caught it. Just dropped the damn thing. That's all right. So, let me put that away. So it's actually kind of cool. I have one other one I'll show you guys. What's that? Yeah, man. It sucks when you got to make decisions like that. I started to think, man, I'm losing every fucking thing. Yeah, maybe God wants to take this shit away because I had so much on us, so into it that I need to pay attention what's going on in the world than my hobby. That's what I started thinking. You're right. You fed your children, exactly. Got to do what you got to do. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of neat shit that were hidden in there. People have found, stuff from the Civil War, like plans or something written in. I don't know about that, but all kinds of stuff. I actually had one. It was this lady, Sarah Fairbanks, and she had passed away. Her ashes were inside. You take the thing out, this white powder fell. I'm almost positive it was her ashes, because cocaine wasn't a thing then. It was like a white gray powder just falling out. And like I said, I've seen other people find lockets of hair, letters, all kinds of different things. I had one that was from, who the hell was that? It was a cousin of, I'm trying to think of who the hell the guy was, who, not Whittier, but another poet from that time period. It was like one of his cousins, and something was written in there, but you couldn't hardly read it. Hang on, I got one more. I think I put one more. Nah, I probably put that back with my other ones. Yeah, I think I did. I had one other. Wait a minute. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's over here. I just picked a lot of these ones up. Here it is. No, I showed you this one. Hang on. Like I got this. I had this one in my in my glove compartment. If I get pulled over by the cops, this is my ID. Here you go. That's who I am. I identify as this fucking guy on this fucking tintype, dude. That's all you're getting from me. What's that? Cocaine? Yeah, you're right. It did. Actually, it was in the Pepsi. Was it Pepsi or Coca-Cola? The guy who invented Pepsi, I believe it was a Confederate general. I'm trying to think of his name now. Pemberton, and he fought down in the South, but he was a dentist or something, and he ended up making a drink out of cocaine was in it, I guess, and the enzymes or something from the plant. Hang on 1 minute. I got all this shit lying around here. All right. Yes. Yeah, laudanum is another thing they had. It was called laudanum. It was you'll see them in like old glass bottles. You can still dig them up, out of riverbanks and shit. There was a lot of women got hooked on that. It was almost, I think it was some derivative of possibly morphine or something more like that. I don't know that it was cocaine. I think it was probably something else. Yep. Should I say Paraguay too? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how I got talking about this. And basically, I stopped collecting. I just went done for a little while. And just recently, I started to say, fuck this. I'm thinking that at any minute, the world could end. I don't need these things. I need to fucking have money in my pocket, which I have more than I did, 2 months ago now. What's to say? The fact that I was, in makeup and house products, I feel like it was to make girls coked out without telling them. Yeah. That was basically Hollywood's doing that now, yeah. What? I mean, you look at the ads in the magazines. They're getting women to believe that being deathly skinny and pale is supposed to be sexy. They look like they're half dead. There's Kate Moss. She looked like the wind would blow her away. And different ones that they start out looking pretty good, but they're doing all kinds of drugs and shit. Yeah, Hollywood fucked them up. It's probably before Hollywood, it was vaudeville or something else. Basically, it's the fucking devil getting in there and fucking people up. Let me turn this off before I run out of battery. What's this? Putin threatens us. I just had something come across the screen up there. Wait a minute. Putin's threatening us because they just had an attack inside Russia, and we just, out of the blue, now all of a sudden, Trump's selling Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. Man, this ain't it's getting worse every day. It's kind of scary. What? Then they're pushing Ozempic. Yeah. Another dangerous weight loss drugs. Doesn't really work. Right. It's, you know what it is? Pharmakia. It's sorcery. Go look in the Bible. It's more or less, it's like the medicine shows back in the 1800s. The medicine wagon roll in and be like snake oil they're selling. It's just a new version of it now. It's all about money. Yeah. It's crazy. Pharmakia. It's where the word pharmacy came from. And it also ties in, I think it also means like a sorcery. So here, that's a reason why I don't listen to these fucking pharmaceutical companies, out there pushing their products all the time. All of a sudden, Tylenol causes autism, but the vaccine's okay. Don't worry about it. Mystery product in there that nobody knew what was in there for the longest time. But with a fucking bottle of Tylenol, at least it had what was in there written on the side, It's crazy. They're actually claiming that autism's caused by Tylenol. I don't buy that shit at all. It's a bunch of bullshit. In my opinion, okay, YouTube, so don't take my channel down just because I have an opinion. Sheesh. I gotta watch it because they gave me a strike back in the day. I should try to contest it now. I heard that they're giving back channels and other things on certain things, but I don't even know if I can. What's it say? I saw her transformation before my eyes. Who's that? Kate Moss? Yeah, it's a shame that they really fuck people's minds up. And you know what? Everybody that gets into Hollywood gets famous. And it's not just them. Look at Elvis Presley. They got him hooked on all kinds of drugs so they could control him. Whitney Houston, and then they kill him off, basically, and buy out their catalog and make billions of dollars. The Will Smith slap. What's that say? with his bald wife brought attention to. Yeah, yeah. And it turned out Pfizer was pushing the new. Yeah, exactly. These companies, they don't give a shit. It's all about the bottom line, the profit margins, and they don't give a shit who's dying and who's getting fucked up by it. And all the times you're hearing about, um, people getting COVID and dying and shit. They don't tell you that maybe in some cases, maybe not all, but in some, maybe the cure was worse than the fucking disease. In other words, maybe something in the medications they were given fucking did them in some cases. Yeah, Tammy, you were saying about that. With the autism. Who's that? Hey, O'Doyle, how you been, brother? I ain't seen you for a while. See, you got a new logo there, a new thing. How you been, dude? What's new with you? Blue Jays and Yankees. I like Yankees, but you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing the Blue Jays win one. Judge hit a 3-run homer to tie it up in the fourth. Speaking of Yankees, I just got my my jacket back. Took it, some asshole. I had a fucking really nice World Series jacket, Yankees with patches all over it. The different years they won and shit. And I made the mistake of wearing it to work over when I was at Big Fish. Some asshole took and cut one of the sleeves on it, a big old rip down it. I know it had to be someone did it. It couldn't have torn And I tried to get it fixed. The lady didn't know she could fix it, so I'm gonna take it to a professional tailor. Beautiful coat. I should have never wore it to work. I guess I was showing it off. I don't know what the fuck I thought. It was a great jacket, though. I wonder if I have it in here. No, I think I took it out. Put it in. So what's the weather like up there, brother? Someone asked me if I was a vet. I said, what, like curing dogs of parvo and cats of that? Yeah. But what they meant was a vet, because I'm wearing red, white, and blue. No, I love my country. But actually, I would say it like this. I hate our government, but I love our country, the citizens, we the people. Yeah, 87 out. Yeah, it was kind of hot down here. It was about 82 or something earlier today. Still kind of humid. It's supposed to rain in a little while, I think. Yeah, we're supposed to get some rain later. It's a little bit humid right now. I actually like when it rains at night. It's easy to sleep. It may be. Also, it was a nice jacket. Someone was being a dick. Either way you look at it, it's being a dickhead to go and damage somebody's thing. Because we had like a common coat room. So one of those assholes was jealous or something. I shouldn't have wore it into work. It was a dumbass move. Maybe I deserved it for being stupid. What's this? We need rain here. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't. Recently, the weather's been weird. Well, it's been weird for a long time, actually, but we're not getting as much rain just recently. And then when it does rain, it comes down in buckets, like shit ton, and it stops. Yeah, 15 minutes of, torrential downpour. Just used to, sometimes it'd rain all day back in the day, and just rainy. Not anymore. What's it say? Where are you at again? You're on the East Coast, right? Yeah. Do you know Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware area? I was up in Pennsylvania, right on the state line up there at Chad's Ford area. Now I'm in Wilmington. I literally, who's that? Hey, how you doing? I ain't seen you for a little while. Gentleman VR, how you doing? Yeah, I ain't seen you for a little bit. Anyway, I was literally right down the road from where Joe Biden lives. Not that I should be bragging about it. Mr. Potato Head. He lived up in Greenville. Actually, I lived on the edge of Greenville. Wilmington and Greenville. Yep. But, it's not bad here. We don't have taxes. In other words, you go in, sales tax it's not here. There's only like 4 states other than Delaware that don't have sales tax. So when I go across the border into Pennsylvania, like the other day, I went up and was buying things in the store. I'm like, fuck. Every time I thought I had enough in my hand, then I had to go reach back in the pocket and pull out the taxes too. Like, usually small, but after a while, it adds up. Yep. Yeah, Joe Biden. Yep. Mr. Potato Head. Do you guys notice you don't hear nothing about him? He's sitting quietly somewhere because he knows his ass is he's under scrutiny. They're waiting for him to do something dumb. They're already going to probably go after him. Trump's going to start cleaning house pretty soon. And you know what? He damn near took us down big time. He did take us down, but if Trump hadn't got in there, it would have been worse. But now I don't really trust Trump either. I feel like right wing, left wing, same dirty bird. I still feel like we're going to get sold down the river at the end of all this. You're going to get us into World War III or some shit. It's just a matter of time. And they're already talking like we're in World War III just about. It's just a matter of time before they start bombing in our country, And I guarantee you it's going to be scary as fuck when you start hearing, even if it's miles away, and you're hearing explosions, and they're getting closer and closer. It's going to fucking suck, because that's coming sooner or later. That's what I think. Yeah, you know what, Tammy? I think I'm going to start doing another channel with just old photography, Civil War stuff, and different things, historical things, just for shits and giggles, something to do. You guys know what time? Wait a minute, let me see something. See what time it is. 10:14. Oh, you know what? I better check this, make sure I have battery. Whoa, that was a good thing I checked it. Ah, shit. It's really low. Hang on 1 minute. If the thing goes dead, we'll go to the other channel. I'll pull it up. Wait a minute. Give me a minute. I gotta plug this thing in. Okay, I think I'll make it. Here we go. See how much battery I had left on it. Wait a minute. What's going on? Why is it not? Why is it not charging? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. The Middle East is on fire, it says. Something happened there. I just saw something roll across the screen. Wait a minute. Fucking thing don't seem to be charging. What's going on here? Oh, fuck. We got a problem. Let me try this other. I might have to get the other. Wait a minute. Try this one. Might have to jump to the other channel. Yeah, I think that's possible. They'll leave me alone. Why is this not? I think the thing's bent. The wire can't seem to. Shit. Wait a minute, no, it looked like something happened there. Yeah, it's charging, but it's charging really slow. So if by chance this thing dies on us, look for, I'm going to go up with my other channel, not Legends and Tales, Preacher Pale Rider. 6-6 in the 7th inning. Yeah, it took me forever to hit 1,000 subscribers. Well, I see other people rolling right into it, and I think some of it is being shadow banned. I was saying stuff that they didn't like, Totally politically incorrect. I'm here for the reason it's most likely your plug for the charger. They go bad, so don't think it's your phone. Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, yeah. Blue Rocks, I'm actually, yeah, that season's over, dude. Blue Rocks are done. But you know what? I picked up a hat the other day for Blue Rocks. Anyway, they're done, but I might go back part-time next season. Meanwhile, I'm working at a commissary for, we supply 5 different delis. They're all same company. And I worked with these guys like 28 years ago, and I happened to run into them. Maybe it's almost 30 now, I guess. What's this? If you buy a new charger, new plug, it will work. Oh, yeah. But I'm having other issues with the phone too. So, but you're right, dude. I agree with that. Yeah, I'm at a commissary for the deli. We have 5 different delis. They're called purebred delis. We make our own breads and all the prep stuff. Send it out to the different restaurants, and it's pretty decent. Making pretty good money for right now. It's close to where I live, and the deal is that I know these people, and they're totally cool to me back in the day. So it was perfect timing because the season had just ended, and I was waiting to hear from them. I had talked to them before I went to Blue Rocks, and they said they'd give me a call, and I figured, they blew me off, or they couldn't hire me at the time. So at the very end of the season, I got a phone call the very last week, and they hired me. Perfect timing. Yeah. Man, Canada's really got a lot of shit going on up there, dude. I keep hearing stuff off the hook. Basically, Aren't they going after your guns again? Like hunting guns now? You know, when they start wanting all your guns and anything you can use to protect yourself, they're getting ready to screw you. And they don't want anybody standing up to them. That's what I believe. You know? Every country that was ever taken over, they went for the guns, you know? Hitler, all them people. Let them give up their weapons, you know? Get rid of your Secret Service and all this and walk the streets with no protection like you want us to do. Yeah? It's horse shit. I don't know if it's still charging. Yeah, it's charging, but let's see what. Cool. I'm at 18%, so I'm good for right now anyway. Cops get warrants to take guns, cash, anything if you got life savings. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Right, you don't trust the banks, and you got cash. They're going to claim it's like drug money or something and steal it from you. Well, that's like the Dodd-Frank laws they got now. Two politicians, Barney Frank, and I don't remember who the other guy was, Chuck Dodd, I forget his name. But they came up with a law or bill, and it passed years ago. And it's basically, once you put your money in the bank can not give it back. If it gets into financial troubles, they can confiscate your money to bail them out. Exactly. It's bullshit. You know what? Okay, assholes, go ahead and steal it. And then we'll go in, kick your fucking doors down, and physically take it by force. You know, a couple 100,000 people get tired of it and go and, you know, burn a couple hundred cop homes down after they steal or bankers' homes. You don't think that would probably end up happening sooner or later if everybody gets all their shit taken from them? Wait till digital money comes into play too, when they're going to just take everybody's cash until you can't have cash anymore. People are going to flip the fuck out, you know? Already they're fucking us with the Social Security, you know? That money is supposed to be for us saved in there. Now that's on shaky grounds. Yeah, it's bullshit. I'm just saying, can you imagine? I think if they start really going after that, if they take everybody's money, no more cash, you go to your bank and it's empty and shit, people are going to lose it. They got to understand, they ain't seen shit yet. You want to see chaos? And they probably actually do want to see chaos. They need to take down the old system before they build up the beast system. They got to take and get rid of everybody, you know, everything and everybody first. It's bullshit. Order out of chaos. That's their motto. Break it all down, rebuild it the way they want it. Well, when they go to break it all down and start building back, that's when you break their shit down. I often say this. It's not, you know, it's not the little guys. It's never been the little guys starting any of these wars. It's all these rich bankers and money people. They're the ones that are, you know, trying to get better oil prices so they, you know, somehow get, you know, the leaders of countries to go attack another country, you know, get better, get minerals and oil and all that shit. It's been going on for decades. Actually, it's been going on forever. I don't know. I'll tell you what. What's that say? Your phone died just now. Yeah, I'm getting ready to hop off of here because I don't know how long this is gonna hold up. I got 18%, but it's getting late. I've only been off. What's that? I've only been off the light for 3 to 4 minutes, but it's weird. I never have my phone die without plugging it in. And somehow it died right when we were talking about the charge. Yeah, but you don't think that they don't? I'll tell you what, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I think they can fucking literally access our phones and everything else and just shut you down, burn your battery up and everything else. I wouldn't be surprised, you know? You know what, too, dude? Did they kick you the hell off? Every now and then I see it said hi, like you had to come back on. It's happening before that. A lot of my people on here, they, it's bullshit. They're booting them off. They got to come back on. They boot them off. Yeah, yeah. You think so too, Tammy, about that? I don't think that's too far fetched. I think they get in. Well, actually, we were talking about that the other day. I mean, they're already listening to everything you say and they do all kinds of shit. It's ridiculous. That's why I go ahead and just really fucking lay it all out there. Tell them how much of scumbags I think they all are. All these fucking elite pieces of shit. Because they're going to do us in anyway, sooner or later. You might as well spit in their face on the way out. You know? Yeah. But they definitely kick people off your channel and shadow ban you for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It actually got a little bit better there. But now that I'm talking about, they'll probably shit on me harder. Like they're finally giving me some of what I'm earning. You know, the views and the subscribers. They were taking them from me for a while. Finally busted 1,000 subscribers. Took me forever. Oh, it was rolling along, and then all of a sudden I got close, and they just stonewalled it. People would subscribe, and the next day somebody else would jump off. It just stayed hovering at the same point. But meanwhile, it was rolling along, and all of a sudden, something was affecting it. And then that's about when I heard Lisa Haven, who has a huge channel, she was saying similar shit, that they do that. They unsubscribe people all the time. It's kind of ridiculous. You know, I think I'm going to probably call it a night, hop off of here. So you guys have a good night. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate you. Maybe later in the week, I'll do another live stream. Have a good one. Hey, O'Doyle, if you're on here, good seeing you, dude. Stop by every now and again. See you, Money. See you, Tammy. And whoever else was on there that I missed. Gentleman VR, if you're still there. And whoever else. I think I missed somebody. You guys have a great night.